Welcome to another Sudoku Primer video. In this video we're going to talk about the L pattern in depth. We're going to really look at it closely. We're also going to solve a medium puzzle, and I'm going to show you a little bit more advanced techniques to solve this medium puzzle. So if you're at the medium level right now solving puzzles, this should help you kind of move past it, move into the harder puzzles. So first of all, let's look at the L pattern. Here's a paper with some example L patterns on it. Here we've got an L pattern right here. An L pattern is just a wall with one more cell populated, right, like in this example. Now you could have an L pattern this way, you can have an L pattern this way, you could have an L pattern like here or here, and then you've got variations of the L pattern. This is a variation of the L pattern. You've got a wall with one more cell populated, and that's really all you need in order to have an L pattern, or the functional equivalent of an L pattern, because functionally these are the same. And then you could also have a wall like this with a cell populated in this row that's not even adjacent to the wall. So let's look at what we can do with an L pattern. We've got I put in a few numbers here. Got a 2, 1, and 3, and a 4, and 9. If you look at when you're looking at a box with the L pattern in it, look at this row right here, the one without any numbers populated in it, and you'll see that you got two empty cells that aren't in this row. The rest of the cells are populated. So in this case we've got a 4 and a 9 here, and as long as we don't already have a 4 or a 9 in this box, we know these are 4, 9 twins. Then you can look at the L pattern and look at the row with the single populated cell in it and see if you can find three numbers, in this case 2, 1, and 3. And as long as 2, 1, and 3 are not in this box yet, you have triplets here. So that's kind of what you look for in an L pattern. Now let's look at this one here, since it's a bit of a variation. In all three cases here with these L patterns, we've got a wall with one other cell populated, and that's it. And the row with the cell populated out that's not part of the wall will have two empty cells, and the other row, the third row, will be all three empty cells. So you got the wall, which is one row, you got another cell that's populated in the second row, and then you've got empty spaces in the third row. Now you could have an L pattern. You could view this as an L pattern, this box here. Here's the wall, and then you could view any of these three as the populated cell that's not on the part of the wall. And you could do the same thing. In this case, you've just got a single empty cell in this row and two empty cells in this row. So with this variation here of an L pattern, you have the same thing. Here we had a 4 and a 9, so if there's no 4 or 9 here already, you've got twins, 4, 9 twins. And then you got 2, 1, 3, which are triplets here if there's no 2, 1, or 3 already in the box. On this variation you got the same thing, 1, 3, 2 here if they're not already in here, and 4 and 9, which are the twins right there. So you can see the variations are functionally the same as the L pattern itself. Alright, we'll start solving this puzzle here, and we'll look for L patterns. Well, let's look at them first. Here's an L pattern right here, and here's an L pattern, And then we've got 2 L patterns here and here. Okay. Now we can see that this number right here on this row that's missing is a 9, so I'm just going to fill that in. And we've got an L pattern here and an L pattern here now. Okay, so this puzzle has quite a few L patterns in it. Now let's see what we can do with that. Let's look at this row right here. We've only got 2 numbers, 6 and 7, but they happen to, neither of those numbers are in this box already, so we know that 2 of these 3 cells are 6 and 7. Okay, let's look at this row right here. We've got a 3, 5, and a 1, but we've already got a 1 and a 5 here, so we know that one of these is a 3, but we don't have twins there. Let's look up here. Let's look at this L pattern right here. We got a 6 and a 5. Already have a 6 in there, so we don't have a 5 yet, so one of these 2 cells is a 5 since we got a 5 there. Now let's look at this row right here. With respect to this row, we got a 2, 4, and 1. We've already got a 1, but we don't have a 2 or a 4, so we have 2, 4 twins here. So there, and we can't solve those 2, 4 twins right now, but that'll tell us what these 3 numbers are. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We knew about the 5 already. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 5, 8, 9. So these are 5, 8, and 9, and these are 2, 4. So that gives you a good idea of how you can use the L pattern. All right, let's start. Well, I'll start solving the puzzle, and as we go along, if I find more information about L patterns, I'll talk about it. We've got an offset pattern here. We've got a 1, 7, 2, 6. We've got a 1 and a 2 already, but we don't have a 7 or a 6. So we have 6 and 7 right here. And that leaves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 4 and 8 here in this column. Got an 8 there, so I'll put a 4 in here. And an 8 there. Okay, we can't solve the 6 or 7 yet. So we'll leave that for now. But now let's look at these L patterns here. And unfortunately, I don't think we can do much with them, but I'll at least look at them. We've got a 1 and an 8 here. Already got a 1 and 8 there. But we don't have a 1 or an 8 over here in this box. Oh, we've got an 8 in this box, and we've got a. So one of these is a 1, and there's a 1, there's a 1. So we could fill that 1 in right there. Okay. Now we've got a 4 here. So we know one of these is a 4. And we know there's a 9 here. One of these is a 9. Alright, well, I'm going to just start solving the puzzle, and oh, there is one other thing I noticed on this puzzle. We do have triplets here. You see this box right here. We've got 3 cells that are outside of this row that haven't been populated yet. We've got a 6, 3, 7 right there, and we have triplets right there. We have a 6 there, so we can fill that one in right there. So we know 3 and 7 go here. So we know these 2 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2 and 9. There's a 2 and a 9 there, so we can fill those in. Okay, now you remember with the L pattern here, we got a 2 and a 4. We've added a 6 there, but we've got a 1 and 6 already in this box here. Let's see, 1 and 1. We got a 1 there. So that's a 1 right there. what are we missing here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. 3 and 5. There's a 5 there, so we know that's a 3. That's a 5. And now we've got another L pattern right here. And I can fill this in too. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's a 4 right there. Okay, now let's see if we can find anything here. We got a 1 and a 5 here. We've already got a 1, 5 there. We got a 2, 3 here. We've got a 2 already, but no 3. So 3 goes in one of these places. We got 3, 7 twins here. So therefore the 3 can't fit there, so the 3 goes there. Okay. And we know the 7 can't fit in this row, so we know that's a 7 right there. So now we've got a 7, 7, so we know that this is a 7 and that's a 6. Okay, those were our 6, 7 twins we found with this offset in the middle box. So now we have a 2, 4 here, and see, you notice that 3, 7, 6, 1, they're already there. 3, 7, 6, 1, they're already in this box here. So we got 2, 4 here, and we've got 8, 9 here that we can't solve, and we've got 3, 7 there that we can't solve. So we can't solve any of those yet. We've also got what was this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9. 5, 8, 9, and 5 and 8, so we can't solve those. So now we've narrowed this section here down to triplets and 3 sets of twins. So they'll be easier to solve but we can't solve any of them right now. Let's look at this column right here. We're pretty close to finishing that one. 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 3, 5, and 7. There's a 3 and a 5. So we got a 7 there. 7, 7, so that's a 7 right there. So we got 3 and 5 left, and there's a 5 there, so 3 and 5. Now we can fill in that 7 because we knew those were 3, 7 twins. Alright, now we just got 2 numbers left here, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 3 and 6. Can't solve those yet. Let's look at these columns here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9. 4, 5, 8, 9. There's a 5. 4, 8, 9. 9, 4, 5, 8. 5, 4, 8, 9. And 8, 9. Because you got 4, 5 there. Let's look at this column here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. 2, 6, 8, 9. So 2, 6, so that's an 8, 9. There's a 2, 6, 8, 9. 6 and 9 there, so 2, 8, and 2, 6, 8, 9. Okay. Well, let's just go through the sections. That should help us find some numbers. 1, 1, 1. There's a 1 there. And I think that's the only one that we're missing. Yeah, okay, 2s. 2. I got 2, 4 there. We don't know the. Okay, we got a 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3s. Okay, we got ghost 3s here, so the 3 is going to be in this row right here, and there's a 3 and a 3 there already. 3 3. And that's the 3 we can't solve yet. So 4s. 4, part of our 2, 4 twins there. 4, 4, 4. And 4 can go anywhere there. 4, 4, 4. 4, 4. So we can't solve those yet. Here's a 5 and a 5, so that's a 5 right there. So 5, 5, 5. We know this is a 5 because we have 2, 4 twins here. Okay. So 5, 5, 5. So one of these is a 5, there's a 5 there. 6. So one of these is a 6, we don't know which one. 6. 6. Okay, we got 6's here, so those 6's there, 6 there. So that's a 6 right there. 7's. 7's are all done. 8's. Okay, can't solve those. And 8. 8. 8. Okay, can't solve any 8's. 9. Okay, there's a 9. 9. Can't solve any 9's. Okay, let's go through the numbers one more time. Got all our 1's. 2. 2. Let's look at this real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. Nope, can't solve that. Okay, so 2, 2, 2. 2, 2. Oh, yes, we can. Okay, we've got ghost 2's right here. Because of this 2 right there, we got a T pattern here. So there's 2 here, ghost 2's here, so these 2 4's here are 2 and 4, and therefore we can solve these 2 4's. 4 and 2. Okay, now we got a 4, 4, 4. There's a 4 there. And what do we have left? 8 and 9. There's a 9 there. So 8, 9. So we know that's a 9. What do we have left here? 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 and 8. We can't solve those yet. Got 8 and 9 here. One of these is a 9, so 9, 9, 9. Can't solve those yet. 3 and 6 here. Still can't solve those. 8 9's. 2 8's. Okay, here's a number we can solve. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's an 8 right there. So that will solve these 9 and 8 right here. 8, 8, 8. 9, 9, 9. And there's a 9 there. So these were 2 and 8. Still can't solve those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2 and 4. 4 is there, so 2 and 4. Now we can solve the 2 8's here because we got a 2 there. And then let's see what's left here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3 and 4 here. There's a 4 there. So 3, 4. These are 3 and 6, and there's a 3 there. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 6 and 8. There's a 6 there. So we put an 8 there and a 6 there, and we're done. All right, well, so we solved this puzzle. First of all, we looked at the L patterns and looked at variations of the L pattern, and then we just started solving it. We found some triplets, we found an offset pattern, we found a T pattern, so kind of a good overall review of all those techniques and patterns. And as a medium puzzle wasn't too bad, but if you're at that level, if you're solving medium puzzles right now and struggling a little bit, that should help you solve them better, easier. And you can use all these different patterns in harder puzzles. They're in hard and diabolical puzzles. They're a little bit harder to find in those puzzles, especially at the beginning of when you start solving, because you don't have very many numbers givens in there yet. Well, thanks for watching, and I hope that helped you understand the L pattern a lot better, and I'll see you on the next video.